And I want to thank my dear friend. Come on in here, Mark. Come say hi. They saw you on Monday of last week. Mark is such a sweetheart. It's a very tough
Hi, all.
turnaround from training clients and then wrapping up at 6:50 and trying to get ready. Our laptop wouldn't work, so he saved the day.
She's
We're actually
here.
on his register using that network. You gotta love it. That's real, folks. That's real, Mark. And that's a good friend right there. So, how are you? I had an opportunity last night to think about what we wanted to talk about today. And I said this might be one of my most powerful podcasts since we started because there are so many people that suffer with clutter in their life. And we're going to teach you opportunities. Mark's back there raising his hand, teaching you opportunities to learn how to declutter, how to time manage, and have more clarity and have more calmness and peace in your life. Do you need that? Go ahead and say me, 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 me. That's what I want you to do. I want you to type in, yes, that's me. That's what I need. So, good morning to you first and foremost. I am going to run through different tools that you need, how to find that balance in life, right? That's one of the greatest things that we are all looking for is that we have, in fact, what we need on a personal level before we ever get into the professional level. The personal level is what your family is about, who you are, how you are okay with yourself, your heart, your mind, etc. That's what I want you to find this morning. So it's a Wednesday. We've hit the middle of the week. How did Monday and Tuesday go? Did that feel like it was a lot of clutter? Did you feel like you were stressed? Are you a chest breather, by the way? And what I mean by that is I want you to be aware of yourself and those around you, those that say on a regular basis, hey, you seem pretty stressed. Like there's something in your mind or in your heart that's affecting, how you're feeling and how you're reacting. Okay, so I have a lot of you saying me, 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 me. I'm sure. Mark's here to help me. I'm going to have you do this because I hear my dinging going off, which probably means it's my team, even though I don't want them. Oh, here he is. Okay. So anyway, let's do this. I need to focus. So these are the things I don't like doing when I'm on the show. If you are the person who says me, 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 Dan, Pam Davis, me, 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 haha. Linda, good morning. Dana, good morning. Sharon, good morning. Sean and Jillian, good morning to you. We're talking about time management. We're talking about stress. Hi, Bobby. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Priscilla and Pamela. Yes, I hope you're having a good day. I don't know how Monday and Tuesday went for you, but today's a new day. That's the biggest thing that I want you to understand is you can find the positivity. You can find stress-free life, but it's all in how do you manage your feelings? Those are the things I want to talk about. Hi, Kim Baxter Mueller. There's a lot of new names. I love having new people come to us. By the way, when you find us, let me know. Did somebody introduce? Did you organically just find it? Was there a hashtag that drew you in? I always love to know where our new people are coming from because some of you have been with me since day one, since March 1st when we launched it. Kathy says, good morning. This is me. Great topic. Yes, I think this is going to be a very powerful show today, and I want you to send a text or call. I don't care. It's 7:11 in the morning. It's okay. I want you to call someone who this is affecting and tell them you got to get on. And if they absolutely can't because they are stressed out this morning and they're running around, then make sure that they go back to this and they watch it later. Now, we are right now on Facebook. I thought I saw someone didn't think we were streaming on YouTube. Is that correct, Mark?
Looks like it's live now.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. Anyway, it was probably a little delay. So yes, I want you to understand something that we stream live for you on both YouTube and on Facebook. However, I want that to be even more platforms. So I'm looking into, I think it's called Twitch. And I think there's one called Rumble, and then there's like Cloud Hub. There's all these different platforms. What we want to do is get on as many platforms as we possibly can to help the world change and be able to get the tools. So grab your journals, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen. If you don't have a journal, you can always come to Mark Anthony's, a little bit of everything right here in Kirkwood, because he's got some great journals that they could be nothing on the pages and you just fill them up, or it could give you a little bit of assistance, a little help. And maybe it has something at the top of the journal that ignites the senses and it says, oh, wow, this is my aha moment. Okay, so I know some of you said me, me, me. This is my topic. Okay, are you cluttered in your life? Here's what I want you to be very honest, very authentic with. We're going to jump right into the topic. I'm going to ask this and then we're going to take a quick break because I'm going to give you time to answer. Look at your house right now. You're most likely at home, or you just left home and you're getting ready to go to work, and maybe you're listening in your car or you've got your earbuds on. Does your Mark's taking a picture. Does your house look a mess? Your closet, your living room, your bedroom, your bathroom, downstairs, upstairs, whatever you have. Does your house that you live in look a mess? Answer that question for me. I have tools to help that, but more importantly, we're going to transition from that house to this house, your being, your physical house, and how those two connect. We're going to give you some tools to declutter your life. I want to hear from you. So start answering that question. Is this you? Is your house a mess? Just say, yes, my house is a mess. We'll have more coming up right after the break. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online envitahealthandwellness.com.
Carroll House is now the contemporary furniture design center.
We now have the largest selection of the latest ultra-modern furniture.
Sleek European designs, unique metals, bold lacquers, plush fabrics, and retro styles.
Modern furnishings with exclusive collections only at Carroll House.
Plus free financing, free delivery and setup, and free in-home design.
Visit the St. Louis Center for Contemporary Design inside our 3.5-acre showrooms at Carroll House.
Because you like nice things.
You know, of course, it's great to get outside and enjoy the warm weather, but when it's time to relax indoors, be sure your home stays cool with equipment and service from my friends at Aldon. 24-hour emergency service available. At Aldon, it's their commitment to continue providing above and beyond HVAC service for all of their customers. They truly care about the air you breathe. Call them today at 314-567-5585 or on the web, aldon.com. That's al-don.com. 314-567-5585. All right, welcome back. It's Mobile Monica, the Real Monica Adams podcast. We're in Kirkwood, and I actually mentioned yesterday that if you would ever like to come by, wave at the window, say hi, maybe hold a sign up about an organization that you have. Maybe you've got an event coming up that you would like for me to promote that you're involved with. Let me know. By the way, I did get an email from a woman yesterday that is going to be throwing a fundraiser for baby Freya. You know, last Tuesday we had on Michael and Aaron. They're the parents of baby Freya. And since we had them on, I believe that my community here has raised over $3,500 for them. And there is a woman who has an organization called Colton's Cause, and she is going to be donating to them as well. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to your giving heart, because you really showed up for them. And I know you're not done, and you're still spreading the word and getting that link out there, because they have a lot of money to raise to help out baby Freya. Would love that. Okay, so we're saying good morning. I went to break. Good topic. Let's see how many of you during the break said that this, in fact, is you. No messes here. Can't stand it. That's what Linda says. Good morning. All right, Kathy says yes. Declutter, we need St. Louis Closet Company. Yes, as a sponsor. Hint, hint. We love our sponsors. You can be one as well. You can email info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. And this is the perfect podcast for St. Louis Closet Company. So yes, that would be a good one. I do want to thank our friends. They didn't get a chance to make it into our Mobile Monica commercials, but Florida Direct Palm Trees. You've seen the palm trees in our studios, and that is from my friends at Florida Direct Palm Trees. They have made our outside and our studios look incredible. So yes, you can have palm trees in the state of Missouri, even in this zone. And we're going to hear all about how you can have them outside, how you can have them inside year round, and what you have to do to keep them okay. Osage Beach, by the way, is their main location. And they do have some in Hillsborough by Rain Tree Plantation. Their website you can go to as well and just check them out. Florida Direct Palm Trees. Again, they're incredible. All right, Janet says yes, that she, in fact, has this in her life. So your house doesn't look good. What aspect? Is it the entire house? So just write entire. Or you can say one room, because this matters as well. There's a science behind how much in your home and in your body is cluttered. So I've been writing that book, and it's how to get you as debris free as you can possibly be. Jillian just said, can't stand junk and clutter, and used St. Louis Closet Company for my custom closet years ago. Yeah, we love St. Louis Closet Company, by the way. That is one way. Now, if it's your closets, now I'm going to be real and I'm going to be honest with you. Most people who are extremely creative, right? They're more right-brained children that grow up and they're always artistic and creative and passionate. They need someone else on the other side. So do you have the balance in your relationship? Do you have someone in your life that is much more structured, much more organized, because they balance you out? What you hope doesn't happen is that that person has animosity and resentment and anger, all those things we're trying to break you from, that they throw it on you. The thing is, you are who you are. You can try to pick up, you see it, and then you say, all right, I got to start. I think the problem most people have with the clutter that happens in your home is that you get overwhelmed because you try to do it all at once. Just like losing weight. So you see how I'm transferring it from your house to your house, your physical house that you are living in, to your physical body house. You cannot lose 100 pounds or 50 pounds in one day or even a week. It didn't take you one day or a week to put the weight on. The weight you're carrying around here is the weight that you see in your home. I see it all too often. The people that are struggling in life when it comes to getting healthy, losing weight, if I walked into their house, they're all over the place. And a lot of times you're all over the place because you're taking on too much. And then it just becomes, all right. So here's the thing. And I said, I will be honest with you. If you open my closet, it does not look like St. Louis Closet Company. I need St. Louis Closet Company to come over and help me with that organization. Yes. I always thought, oh my gosh, if something were to happen to me and I would, God forbid, leave this world, and my husband and my family would be like, oh my gosh, Monica. So my armoire and my closet, no, my home, however, looks beautiful. So see, I concentrate on a little bit at a time. The kitchen, except for one countertop, and when that one countertop starts to get stuff filled in on it, I'm like, okay, got to put these away into the drawers, got to get into this bill, etc. The problem is, and do you feel like you're the same way? Be honest with me. Is it, I have to pay bills, I have to clean the house, I have to go to work, I have to take care of the kids, I have to take care of my husband, I got to be there for my friends, I got to be there for my parents. See, I could go on and on and on. Now, when I say that, did you just get tense? Did you just, that's a lot, Monica. Just be honest. This is kind of like a workshop. I want you to speak to me. Find your voice. Be okay to say, yeah, I am not organized. Now, my husband, love him. He is very organized. In fact, he folds clothes. It looks like he was in the military. Very, very proud of that. However, I am much more busy, nonstop. Last night, I was taking care of the pool. I was taking care of our fountain. I was taking care of the palm trees we have. I was emptying stuff out. And I suddenly looked and thought, it's 9 o'clock at night, Monica. You got to rest. You got to turn this off. So understand that we're walking this walk together, right? This is a community of togetherness. Leona says, when I was younger at home, everyone dropped everything off on the dining room table. Yeah, it was always cluttered. I never have anything just sitting clutter on my dining room table. It drives me crazy. Okay, the dining room table, but what about the rest of the house? Is your rest of the house immaculate? If so, incredible. Is anybody involved with you? Are they also immaculate? If so, that's unbelievable. That's more of a rarity, by the way. Normally, you are drawn to someone that likes the same things that you like, but they have a tendency to have a balance, and the balance isn't always what the person would want when it comes to clutter. It's not always as clean as you would want it to be. No one's never going to have the same standards probably that you do. They might get close to it, but understand the standards are in so many different levels of your life, right? So for me, I'm up. I don't need caffeine. I get out of bed and I'm ready to go. And I'll just go, 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 go. But what happens in a person that's like me? Are you like me? Where you go, 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 you're there for everyone. I mean, I had a friend call last night that needed to talk. We talked for about an hour and 15 minutes, hung up, tried to eat something really quick, went out to take care of the stuff by the pool, and got a call again, and then got a call again. It was being there for someone. And sometimes it feels like, what about me? right? I'm just a little bit exhausted. Leona, not the cleanest clean person, but tidy and no clutter, which is amazing. Now, if you have kids, do you have kids, everybody? Do you have kids and dogs? That's a whole nother level. Think about the toys everywhere. Think about the dog hair. That's when, I don't know how many times I've said, I need someone to clean the house because of how busy. I mean, I think about my friend Mark here. Mark can join me if he wants to. Mark is incredibly busy, just like I am. However, he's very into being clean. If you come and look at his stores. So we're here in Kirkwood at Mark Anthony's. He also owns Christopher's in Kirkwood. Incredible stores. They look amazing, but it takes a team sometimes, right? He can't be here all the time. So he has to rely on people that he trusts. He has to rely on a manager. He has to rely on good employees. He wants you to show up. We want you to show up in life. Mark, do you do all this by yourself? No, you have a team, right? Yeah, and he's shaking his head. He's got a team. So let me ask you this, Mark. So I love when I actually have a guest with me real quick. So you have your partner's Michael.
Yes.
And is Michael as clean as you are? Or
yes.
He is.
Oh, yes.
Well,
yes.
You're lucky then.
I'm a little cluttery.
So he's more clean.
I'm very clean. He's less clutter.
Oh, that's a good point.
But yeah, it's very interesting. I was up till 1:30 this morning cleaning the house, leaving today for some meetings, business stuff out of Dallas, and so yeah, he was sleeping at 12:30. I went to bed at 1:32, and
that's a good point
house.
though. But you pick up, and there's a balance. If he didn't pick up where you needed, and you didn't pick up where he needed, that causes arguments.
Oh,
right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, and that's my point, people, is that, think about this kind of, so I've always known you, or I've been to your home, and it's very, very tidy and very, very clean, right? But I also know you're crazy, crazy busy. Yeah. So I always say, how can you do that?
It's called throwing stuff in the closets. No.
No, it's true.
Not with Monica, but no.
No, but it's true, right? So Thank you for being honest.
Real. And
I will look and go, I don't want this stuff out. Okay, we're just going to put it here. But then all of a sudden there's this pile, and I go, were there bills in there? I hope not.
Yep. And then you're like, oh, do I have to go through it? Oh gosh, where is it? All those variables. It's
right.
So true.
But so you need to find someone in life that, this is where the relationships don't work, when there's animosity, right? So there's been times where, my husband will be out and he's taking care of, we've got 6 acres, as you know. He probably mows and takes care of about an acre because the rest is all wooded. But then the difference in you and I is we don't stop. We just keep going. I haven't turned the TV on since January 2nd when I left television news. Isn't that crazy? But it's because to me, it's a waste of time. Music, which I just turned down, but music fills my soul, fills your soul, right? Mm-hmm. We drive by music. You're an artistic type, I'm sure. You probably feel the same way. And then you sit there and think, but how do I get the rest of the stuff done? You hope that your partner, your husband, your wife, your partner, or your kids,
or your dogs,
pick up the dogs. I know. I keep trying to teach them to vacuum while I'm gone, and it doesn't work.
Well, that dog is called a robot or whatever.
You know what, though?
They don't work. I'd say that's fake stuff.
I'm going to get. All right, you want some real stories about the what are they called?
Robo?
No. Somebody tell us. It's the robotic vacuum.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're on. Oh, you have one.
Yeah,
and you're on the closed. Somebody's going to tell us because we're both blanking on it. Anyway, I was told a story about one of those. And the dog threw up, and it went over it, and it took it all over the house. See? So I don't think those work very good. Somebody tell us what they're called.
Roomba. Thank you, Marissa.
Marissa, thank you. Jillian, look at boom, 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 boom. Michelle. So they might work for some, but I've always thought that they would annoy the dogs. And that they would take things throughout the house that they're not supposed to. And it did. Somebody told me that story. So, okay. If you're just tuning in, by the way, this is the real side. Mark is one of my dearest friends. Mark was on with us last Monday. You saw. So there you go, by the way.
Yeah.
So you come into the house. My house, for the most part, is pretty clean, but no, there's dog hair though, and there's I am not meticulous, and oh my gosh, let's get all this dust, and there's a cobweb right there. But you know what I can't stand is the people. Trust me, they live in the house. I'm sure they've seen it. They don't need to be told about it. No. What is it in a person that feels like that they have to tell you that there's a problem in life, like those kind of problems? That's a pebble. Honestly, it's so minor. Yeah, what do you think it is?
Lazy.
No. Why do you think someone comes into somebody's house? Come into the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Why do you think someone comes into somebody's house and feels compelled to tell them about
care?
Oh, see, I don't. My mom and I have talked about this so long because my mom years ago, and I'm not gonna say who, came into her house and went, "Oh, you have a crack in your ceiling? Like, do you know that there's a crack in the paint? Oh, hey, there's a cobweb on." And it's like she's like, "Oh my God, thank you." Why?
Something is not happy in their soul at the moment.
Thank you. My mom's like, what is it?
Right.
Again, I'm not going to name names anywhere,
Yeah.
but there's a person in my life that used to do it to a friend of mine. And she finally said, why does blah, 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 why do they always have to come to my house and find something wrong in my house? And I said, because it deflects off of them.
Oh,
That's the deep life coaching, right?
Yes, absolutely.
There's an insecurity in someone that feels like they have to constantly do that. Something's constantly wrong with somebody else and not you.
Oh, look at Kim's thing. Yes.
Moving after retirement really helps to downsize the clutter. Still working on going through Rubbermaids. Yes, Kim, absolutely. Amy says, good morning. Since retiring recently, I feel more calm. Yeah, I'd love to retire. My husband says he doesn't think I ever will. He says that I will work probably till I'm almost gone.
Yeah, I'll have a balance of it.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't.
My mother,
you're not
she's
gonna be,
retired.
He says we're hard chargers.
Still at it, and I'm like, she's entered our companies. It's a very interesting transition of how to let it go.
Let it go. It is. It's got to be hard. And I mean, when you're go, you do. I think that's a good point that you just said, that you back off just a little bit. You might see the things you didn't see before. Like I can guarantee you, if I wasn't as busy as I was, I would go, oh gosh, yeah, wow, somebody needs to clean those lights. Somebody, because it's not going to be me until I retire. Then then my house will look beautiful. Since retiring recently, I feel more calm and I have already seen improvement in my home. My energy level has definitely changed since I'm not working in early childhood education every day. Sure. When we were at the wellness spa at our table, we all talked about how everyone there was a personality except me. They were all go. I don't like to have more than 2 things planned a day. Okay. B personalities are rare. I have a robo vacuum just for the dog hairs. I know, and I would think about that, but I think it would annoy the dogs. One, I have a dog that, as you know, is very timid. I think that would scare him. I think my other 2 would just, do you think they would just get used to it?
Oh yeah. Like our dogs, I can't believe, I thought they'd play with it and they just, they're great.
They would bark initially, probably.
Vacuums it up, and it's an intense one, but it works. You have to spend money to.
Love to hear that, Kathy. People that do that makes them feel better about themselves. Correct. Those are the things. I told you this would be a very interesting podcast today, that we would go through many levels. If you're just tuning in, my friend Mark, this is his place where I am on Wednesdays and Fridays. And again, we've got many levels here. Some people say that we take on a little too much. Right, I'm sure if you see, he smiles because it's true.
I hear it every day.
But we have so much passion that we want to give so much to the world. One of your greatest things, is it on your Christopher's bag?
Yes.
Be kind, give kindly.
Give kindly. It's a big, an everyday bag. But
be kind and give kindly. That's his motto. And one of the reasons that he and I have connected and wanted to do so much together is because that's really what we want for the world. We just want you to be a kind human being. We want you to, but I have to, here's the thing. They can't be kind if they have clutter. They can't be kind if they're all over the place. And sometimes we need people to check us though also, right? So I'm sure Michael does it. Jim, my friends, my family will say, slow down.
Yep.
And I think it's a really good point that Kathy brought up. When you slow down, she had a chance to retire and slow the life down. Suddenly you do see things, but you also don't stress that I got to get all this done in a day. Where someone who's working constantly and pushing so hard, you do feel like I have to do all of this and I have to do all of that and I have to take care of everyone else. Right?
Yes, so true.
Yep. See, we resonate in that. All right. So I'm going to dig into this.
Okay.
Let's go into some tools. All right. So that was real. That was not planned. That was, Mark's just here being an incredible friend. And I want you to be that for someone else. I want you to understand that you don't have to take on too much, though. If it feels like you're exhausted, answer me this. Do you have a to-do list for yourself? Like we always laugh and say a honey-do list. Well, it's the honey-do list possibly for yourself. If you're living alone, you're not involved with anyone else. I want to know, do you do that? So today I knew I had to bring some boxing gloves in for my client Anne because we're boxing now. And she thought, you know what? I was going to leave them at the house. And instead, I'm going to put them on because if I'm going to box, I need to feel what these feel like when I'm away from you. So in my head, it was another step of another level of something to remember. But then I put it in my calendar as a backup. I try to do everything I can to make this work, though. Work, because if you don't use this, you lose it. And I don't want that as I would be getting older. So I did put it as a backup and even like a little timer, a little alarm on it before I had to leave the house. I knew I had that. I knew I had class. I knew I had this at 7 o'clock. We're going to record an interview with one of the patients who has been deeply affected in a wonderful way by the ketamine treatments at Invita. You're going to hear from Gilbert coming up hopefully next week. That's coming up at 8:30. I've got life coaching at 10 o'clock. See, I don't need to look at my calendar because it is structured in my head. How many of you are able to do that? As well as use your mind so much that you remember. If you watched yesterday's show, I knew that Invita's phone number was 314-394-0950. Why do I have all that? Because I use the brain, use the brain, use the brain. If you don't, then there's too much fog and too much clutter, and you lose aspects of short-term and long-term memory. You do have to use this. You do have to keep yourself sharp. So there's a lot of things. I want to know, where do you feel most clutter is? Let me look at some of this. Get a cleaning service. It's worth the mental peace. Leona, I've thought about it. You need to talk my husband into it. I have said we need somebody to clean. Guess what he did? About 2 months ago, he said, all right, I got you someone to clean the house. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. It's something that I really thought of taking off my plate. You know what he said? He's like, it's me. So he started. That was very short-lived. So now it's back to, all right, I got to do this again. I didn't figure he would want to do it. And he'll do like a room at a time. And I mentioned, yes, we have to try to, not take on the entire house. But when it comes to vacuuming, that needs to be done on, at least I would think, on the one level. If you've got 2 levels, maybe you don't have to do the upper level that you're not on a regular basis. Maybe you do that once every couple of weeks. And maybe you do the downstairs once or twice. Maybe you have to do it a couple times a week because of the dog hair. So let's see. I try to take 15 minutes in a busy schedule, focus on one area to clean and declutter, like the desk area or the kitchen. It feels good to see the difference. Yes. Wonderful. There you go. So it's kind of like working out. Let me take a quick drink. It's kind of like working out. I will tell people, I want you to move in a day's time. If you feel like you don't have 60 minutes, these classes we teach, by the way, here at Mark Anthony's, yes, it's in a retail store. And if you don't know, we started at the beginning of the year. Mark and I came up with this incredible concept to train here at his store. So this whole side that you normally see in my life coaching, in my podcast, is all of the store where a lot of the men's clothes are, where the spa aspect is. Wonderful esthetician here. Leah does a great job. And then a little bit of everything, as you can see, mixed in. The other side, a lot of great jewelry and bags, etc., gifts, but we're able to push it out of the way, and that's where we train. If he was so cluttered, it would probably take me, 10, 15 minutes before I could move everything out of the way. It's not. Right now, he's even just moving things around, and he's going to do a little at a time. He's not going to say, I'm going to take on the whole store and I'm going to rearrange the entire store in a day. That would feel stressful. He just said, maybe, I've got time. But that would feel stressful if he literally tried to change everything around, box everything up, get brand new boxes out, completely change before people walk in here at 10 o'clock. Right? It would be down to the wire. I've got 2.5 hours. That is where you get stressed. And that's what I wanted to make you all understand. So I learned this a long time ago. Take this from me. If you're having a get together or you're throwing a party, it could be a 15, 20 person party, or you've got 50 to 75 people coming over. I used to do this when I threw my luau. You want to do so much prior to it, right? People who have been at the house before, well, they can't see this again. I'm going to have to change this. I have to go to the store. I've got to change this whole thing around with the way my house looks because they saw it last time. So what? If you have friends that are judging your house, this is what I was saying earlier, they're not really your friend. They're coming to spend time with you. The people who really matter in your life are coming to spend time with you to create a memory. Yes, you want your house to look good, but does it have to be immaculate? My mom taught me this. Why are you mopping floors before everybody comes and tracks dirt and everything, because you know they're not taking their shoes off? Tracks dirt all over the house, and it's going to be dirty after the fact. So I would say, well, I could bookend it. I could do it before and after. And she's like, it's a lot of work. Then it would be the next level. It's never enough that you have to do more. I'd be down to the wire almost 11 o'clock at night, 11:30, midnight, go to bed, get back up and start prepping all the food for the luau. And it became a point where it was not fun anymore. We actually stopped doing the luau, not for that reason. When my husband and I got married, he was like, well, the luau was when you were single, Monica. The luau was when, you started at your mom's. And I said, yeah, but we could bring it back in our own way, which I would like to, or I'd love to bring back a theme. I'm all about theme parties. But what I've learned, and I want to teach all of you, whether it's a party, whether it's a daily life, whatever the routine is, you cannot do it all the day before. You're putting way too much pressure on yourself. This is the number one thing I want you to write down. Stop putting so much pressure on your life. You're enough. It's you they're coming for. It's you. Like if I say, Mark, come over for a party, is he coming to see my house? He's coming to spend time with me. You're such a brat. He said, yes, the pool.
I'm honest.
The pool. No, you're coming to spend time and create a memory with me and jump in my pool.
Yeah.
No? But spend time.
Spend time.
Okay, see, he was teasing.
I'm afraid of water. No.
Shut up. So it's all about the memories you create. What does someone remember when you're gone? Not about the gifts. Not about you cleaning your house. Not about the arguments. It's about the good times. It's about the memories that are created together. Let's see. I have a daily system for my apartment. I am single in a 600 square foot apartment, so I have set up a daily system. My apartment is my sanctuary and a place to chill after working with customers all day. Carrie, that is a wonderful point, and that is so very true, that you do. You want to come home and not, especially when you are so busy in life, you don't want to go, oh, here's another level, which is kind of how I feel sometimes. It's like, all the things that I'm doing that's filling my soul with giving back to the world. But then you come home and go, here's a whole nother level. So I agree with the person who said about the cleaning service. Mark, do you still have somebody clean your house?
I do not.
You don't anymore? You're doing it now? Or you two have it? A system?
We have a system that,
Okay.
and just, it's very, we have a system and it's very interesting. It's probably been a year that we decided, you know what, let's do this ourselves, maybe a year and a half. And it's all about the system. Usually on Sundays, like the typical human, sometimes not. But today, it was last night. It was, what was that one? Tuesday night at 1 a.m. And, you just had to make it work. Michael gets
So
stressed
you
over
do some
certain
stuff
things
and
of
then
it.
he does some stuff?
He does the floors.
Oh, okay.
And then I
There you go.
do the bathrooms and vacuum. But yeah.
And you always stay to those things? That's your chores?
That's our niche. Yep,
There
that's
we
our
go.
niche.
Okay, so think about that. So one of the things that Jim and I talked about was that he would take care of the outside, then I'd have to take care of the inside. But the outside's not being done as often, I don't think, as the inside. So then suddenly I'll feel like I need a little help on the inside, especially with the fact that, I'm running, and then come home and then still run. So you all would probably say, Monica, you're taking on too much. I'm sure that you would flip this therapy onto me. Let me go back here for a second. Yes, we know about the Roomba. Yes, got that. Let me see. Love to hear that, Kathy. My dog has fear aggression and she just sits on the couch and watches the Roomba. Doesn't bother her. Okay, that's good to know. Let's see. If I have a lot I want to do, I'll make a list. Every spring I make a big list. Right, so we think about spring cleaning. A lot of people will do that. And then they'll do fall and they'll do winter. Change of seasons. You've heard me say before, if you want to take care of your skin, you should have a facial. I was told this by an esthetician a long time ago. If you can only do it about a few times a year, try 4 and do it with the change of every season. Because as the seasons change, it changes in what it's affecting with our skin. So you're making that kind of a list, knowing that you're looking forward to that. When it comes to spring cleaning, fall cleaning, you are making lists. There's a lot that needs to be done for spring cleaning. Do you do it all in one day? If you do, kudos to you, but I think you're taking on too much. I think there should be a weekly list and then scratch it off. Don't you have a wonderful feeling of accomplishment when you have completed a task? And then when the tasks are completed together, it actually brings you back together as a unit. You have more time as a family because everyone has done something. Trust me, I have tried to figure out a way to get the dogs to do some chores. If I could do it, I would be a multimillionaire because everyone would be like, yes, make them do some work instead of just laying around all day. I wouldn't. Some people say it's a dog's life. No, I wouldn't want to just lay around all day. Go to bed, eat, go back to bed. No, they need to move more. So I guess that's the aspect of being active. When you're so busy, they don't get the attention they probably need and run around. They'll go for a walk. Sometimes they don't even get their walk, and you hope that they're running around inside the house after each other, which is why I think a dog needs another dog friend. I'm very big on that. Let's see. Dan says, good morning. The only drawback with cleaning service is picking up. Thank you. I thought about that too. And decluttering before they show up. So you're kind of defeating the purpose. So you're cleaning before they clean. That's how I've always felt also. Rena Barnes, by the way, are you new to the show? I haven't seen that name before. Love all of you that are coming new to the store, to the store and to the show. Those of you that are brand new, please do me a favor and let me know, how did you find the show? Did someone introduce you or did you find it on your own? Just clean my pantry. I clean every Thursday. Friday is time for myself. I love that, Stephanie. I've talked about how Sundays now, Sundays for me are now life coaching. I do about an hour and a half of life coaching very early in the morning, and then it's church time and brunch time. What do you think about that, Mark? You want to come to church and brunch with us on Sundays? See, I thought so.
We've been
talking about it,
that.
right?
Yes, we have.
So I've gone to the Crossing 3 times. I went to Life Church STL, which is on Larkin Williams and Fenton. And I'm still looking for people to invite me to their church, and we're going to find the one that we feel the most connected to.
Yes.
Let's see. Interested to hear. We'll listen later. Okay, Gail. That's what I say. If they want to judge, they don't need to come back. Oh, good point, Linda. Great idea to take one day for your home and one day to enjoy. I agree. That's one thing I did learn over the years. I keep the house tidy, things picked up, dust. Stop the mopping and deep cleaning till the party's over. Yep, Sharon, that's a good point. Let's see. Stop the pressure. Amen. Sometimes it takes all spring and summer to finish that list. That's okay, though. It's an accomplishment that it finally gets done. Oh, yeah, I'm all that. Pick up all the time. My cousin, Laura, cleans my house. Very minimalist in my possessions. Taught that at a very early age. Yes, she's a list maker. Yes, very organized and love to declutter. Yes, very busy and spread thin, but yes, because I care about so many. My Johnny was very clean and minimalist and no clutter. Great topic, Monica. Off to my meeting. Okay, Marilyn, we'll come back to this. New to the show. Yes, if you are, let me know. Sometimes it takes all spring. I know. That's very true. That's how I feel. Okay, I love company. My house gets really clean. If I had extra money, I would hire someone just to do the bathrooms and kitchen, my worst rooms of the house. I think that's most people. Good morning, Julie. Good morning to you as well. So for all of you that are coming on, we've been talking about a couple things that I want you to work on in life. So there's 2 things. What I asked was this. Those of you that are being honest and telling me that you do have clutter in your house, are you overweight? Silence. This is going to be for effect here. Look at your house. Look at your kitchen. Look at your bathrooms. Look at your closet. Are you stepping over things? Are the kids' rooms? You just shove more things in. The toy box is overflowing, right? You've got stuff pushed all over the place, dog hair everywhere. Then you just look and it feels exhausting when you come home from work because you're not proud of how the house looks. Are you proud of the way your body looks? And I want you to be honest. Look at people are saying yes, so you're overweight. Overweight a lot of times is because of clutter. And you start, well, Kathy was mentioning earlier when she retired that she felt like she had a little more time, a little more clarity. I can guarantee you have more clarity when you slow it down a bit and you delegate. How many of you delegate? Have family visiting from out of town, had lots of lists to clean, food prep and buy for their visit. They're here and now I can enjoy them. Yes, but did you get help? Or do you feel overwhelmed? So do you delegate? That's the next point I was getting at. Do you delegate? Do you tell your husband? Do you tell your kids? Do you tell your wife? Do you tell your parents, whoever lives in the house, siblings? Do you ask for help? Do you delegate or do you take it all on yourself? Well, that's where I'm going to have to blame you. Because there will be times where suddenly I'll see my husband just sitting on the couch watching TV or something, and I'll say, can you come here? I need your assistance. Because when he asked me, can you come outside? I do jump, and I've told him that before. When you ask me for help, I do come right away. And I think we would always ask for the same courtesy in the person that we love. If I need you to come and help me right away, can you do that? Delegate and watch what happens in your life. Watch how much more clarity, how much more time you have back, how much more calmness you have back. So Amy says she's ashamed of her house and her body. So what do we need to do, Amy? And by the way, thank you for being so unbelievably honest and real. What one thing can you do today to start chipping away at your list of taking care of this physical house, your body that you're living in before you step into your home? You get up out of bed. What are you doing to better your life? Are you doing the intentions that I'm asking for in the morning? Are you doing the gratitude in the evening? Are you writing? You can come by, Mark. This is a real show. You don't have to see your little head. Do you do the gratitude journal? Do you do the intention journal? What are you working on, Amy? Let's be honest. My 4-year-old son helps with what he can. He feeds the dogs. Amy, that's incredible. See, so that's one thing off your plate. Michelle said, I did delegate. My boys helped with a lot of it. Normally I don't delegate, but this was a lot. But Michelle, you should. Because there will be times where you'll have animosity towards a husband or a wife, like I said. Ask them for help. Yes, they're doing something, but you know what? There's 24 hours in a day. 6 to 8 of those are spent on sleeping. You might take another 3 of those to eat really good balanced meals. The other ones are hopefully mindful snacking, not mindless. That's something that we're really teaching a lot of our clients that I personal train and do life coaching with. Would you like to delegate and have me help you with that?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Wholeheartedness, this is.
I want you to delegate. I want you to take the list and do just as Mark had said, take the chores and say, I got this. You've got this. We're going to spend a couple hours on both of these things. I just got to chill. See, so this is on the right track. Come back together and let's have lunch together. Let's sit outside and enjoy the day. Let's sit by the pool. Let's hop in the car. Or Jim and I love to hop on the motorcycle. Let's go and take a break. Then let's come back and be focused again, not one person doing it all. Okay, so I hope I'm giving you some tools to help that decluttering of resentment, declutter of the actual space, decluttering the body by feeding it proper nourishment, hydrating. You know, I always have water by me. Michelle said start them early. It's very true. She's a really, really cute video of her son Max when he was, I don't know, what was he, 2 or 3 years old, and she had him with Windex, teaching him to clean the windows with her, right? So yeah, we all had chores, or you should have, when you were younger, and a lot of times you were rewarded for the chores, right? Maybe you were given an allowance, like, hey, let's do these chores, and you learned how to make money and the importance of hard work and earning the money. I live with all males. I feel like I do more than anyone in the house. Well, you need to open your mouth and talk. You need to find your voice. Ladies, if you spoil them and do everything they expect you to, and they let you, sometimes I quit doing stuff and it frustrates me. That is it. How many times have I said, you teach people how to treat you? So if you have gone along and forever doted on them, waited on them hand and foot, don't have them do anything except for their one job, because it's that old school mentality of, well, I went off to work, so did I. And then again and again and again, right? I've done 4 things in a day of different aspects of work. And I'd like a break too, but women have a tendency to never get the break. Now, there's some men that take that on as well. And they're like, well, I just want a break. Okay, we'll take about an hour break, but you don't get the rest of the evening off if there's stuff to do. If you watch somebody, by the way, this is how I can help your relationships. If you're watching somebody do, and never get a break, you might want to open your mouth and say, I was watching Monica's show today, and do you need help? Do you need some assistance in this? Do you feel overwhelmed? And I can guarantee you, if they're not eating properly and you see them putting on weight, or maybe they're grabbing a drink, and you can do that, you can see that true chest breathing. Maybe if you love them enough, you actually take it off of their plate because they feel bad asking, which you shouldn't, by the way. You've got to open your mouth. You've got to own this. Ask for help. Delegate. It will help your life. Trust me. But I also want the person who loves you to see it. Be more present and look at that person. Be aware of the amount that they're taking on. That's truly love. Let's see. I used to keep a gratitude journal daily, but got out of the habit. I'll start again today. Thanks, Monica. You're welcome, Amy. I have to delegate. Michelle says same. Who else? Who else wants to be real here and say, up until today, I didn't have my voice. Today, you're changing all of that for me. Great. Then that means that I am fulfilled, that what I stepped away from television to do has worked. I can tell you by the numbers. I mean, we're talking about tens of thousands that are taking and receiving the message and then spreading along to other people. I mean, I've seen the numbers today. We were well over 40. We got up to 50, I think, at one point. That's live people at a very hard hour of the day. But you all told me that this is the hour you wanted. And if we build on it, I don't know, we would maybe go into the 8 o'clock hour. Maybe I would dip into the 6 a.m. hour. Trust me, it'll grow. Plus the fact that we have all these platforms that we are getting onto. So the video platform of YouTube, you can watch live on YouTube, but you've got to follow that YouTube page. I know you have a lot of family and friends that are not on Facebook. So don't say, oh, okay, never mind, you can't watch. Yes, they can. That's why we're on YouTube. YouTube Live and Facebook Live at 7 a.m. or around it, depending if we have technical difficulties. But my goal is 7 a.m. Monday through Friday for you. Most of the time coming live. Sometimes I will put a recorded interview out because it's so impactful, and maybe I'll pop on later in the day and ask you if you had a chance to watch it. So Tammy says, so happy when my boys grew up. They could clean a house, cook, and do laundry. So many don't know how to do any when they leave home. Yes, very good point. Here's the thing that I loved. My mom taught the chores to all of us. Myself and my 2 brothers. I do have a sister. She didn't live with us. She's my half sister, but hopefully she was taught those chores when she was young as well. We all were taught the same things. So where it gets to a point where there's a stereotype that men don't do dishes, or men don't cook, or men don't pick up a mop, or men don't vacuum, well, I don't know where that came from, because if you're taught right when you're younger, you do all different types of chores. Mark will yell in the background. Mark, were you taught to do all of that when you were a kid?
Oh, absolutely.
There you go.
Sometimes.
Oh, yes. So we're taught that, but I don't know, at some point, somebody, whether it's somebody that's a friend of yours in school, where guys suddenly feel like they get a release, that they don't have to do that anymore. But I also say, let me say the same thing, because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm in one direction or the next with regards to siding with males or females. I also think women need to get out and help the guys in the yard. So it's not the guys do everything outside, the girls do everything on the inside. It is a combination. Your house will look incredible if you start doing this. Take these tools, go ahead and give a big hug and a kiss to whoever's in the home that is your partner. And if you don't have one, yes, I understand that gets harder. So maybe you have a great friend that you can say, hey, can you come over? Can you help me with this? And then you tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cook us dinner. Right? So there's a reward in it. I remember a friend of one of my best friends, her name's Tina. So Julie's friend Tina needed help painting. She could have taken it on herself, but we said, we'll come over. She's like, are you serious? And I said, yes, we offered. So here's where you're more present in people's lives, knowing that they need it, to give her a break a little bit. I said, absolutely. We're going to come over and we're going to bring the wine and cheese. It's one of my favorite pictures. It pops up all the time. And we went over and helped her paint. And then we had some wine, a little charcuterie. I think they even had some whiskey shots. Glad that happened after we were done painting. But yes, when you have really good people that you surround yourself with, you are blessed. If there's not an actual person in the home that is romantically involved with you, or if you don't have kids, that you live alone, then I want you to start asking friends or a cousin or some kind of a family member. I bet you that they'll help, but you have to return the favor, right? It's the give and take in life. My kitchen is the worst. It is a one butt kitchen. My mom worked, I cooked and cleaned. My sister and brother also had chores. We got an allowance. Yes, my dad also cooked and did the dishes. There you go. So remember, let's go back to when we were kids. We help each other inside and out, except the cooking. Me inside, him out. Okay, but when it comes to barbecuing, do I say that's Jim's job? No, I love to barbecue. Do I have in the past mowed the lawn for him, but he does that now. Maybe he would like for me to take that off his plate. But if I did, I'd like for him to take something off on the inside. So maybe we change. I could ask him that. My son took on himself to clean my dining room. It helped a lot. I told him, thank you. I just don't have the energy when I get home. Exactly, Pam. Pam, that's a new name too. Pam Brandt, how are you? But he put things in different places, and then I stopped because I can't find what I want to work on. But I need to get more exercise. My knees are in bad shape. Yeah, move, right? But it's also movement in different directions, because if it's always the same repetitive aspect, then that's really the scarring that happens in the ligaments. It's that same repetitive motion. So if you look at someone who does different sports, it's the change of the sport that helps them, by the way. So yeah, that's a whole nother level that we can talk about with regards to what can you do when you have injuries. Anybody need any more advice when it comes to this? I do want to read just a couple things about value. I've got to grab those 100 Days to Freedom. Oh, by the way, let me say this. Stephen Arterburn, who wrote those 100 Days to Freedom, he said he actually has 9 books. He actually loved my post yesterday and then started commenting with me. And I said, oh, sir, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your books. And I said, we did reach out to your team, by the way, and I understood that he was not feeling his best. Hope to have him on the show at some point in the future. But he said, keep doing what you're doing. You're changing the world, which I thought was incredible. And with his guidance of his books, his devotionals, we're doing just that. Now, the 100 Days to Freedom I have at the studio now. I'm going to have to remember to either grab those, or when we're mobile, I might read from some other books that I like. So I'm going to give this to you. We've got just a few minutes left before we wrap up the show, but I hope this has helped you. So I just want you to today go outside maybe for a little bit, just get in the fresh air, take in the vitamin D, put your sunscreen on, by the way. We have a show coming up about skin cancer, and I want you to make sure that you put sunscreen on. So Mark has one for you.
Speaking of, you'll see a live here in a moment. We have a new product that just came on the market. It's Zinc Defense. And usually I never like to use the word hate, but I dislike zinc
like
SPFs. It gets so white.
And
just came on the market maybe
this
2-3 weeks ago. Not oily, and you use like literally less than a dime, and it spreads all over.
Oh, I was just going to ask how long it would last. So you don't have to use very much. Oh.
Yeah, so it
does it smell good?
No fragrance. Just a good, cover that skin. Make sure that SPF.
It does smell good. That's what I was at. It does smell good. It doesn't smell like look.
Like yes. Oh my. You have to shake it because it is zinc. I forgot.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
And so if you put it, like that's way too much even, but I mean it goes.
So he just put it here. They can't see it.
He
put a little dab.
Literally like just a dab, like that.
But it
like
smells
that
good.
Much,
Smell it.
Like hold on, like that much.
Yeah.
And I'm just rubbing it in. I mean, this will cover
half
of my arm, or my whole arm actually. That little dot covers my whole arm. Wow, yeah.
That's what I wanted to know. Yeah, because most people don't like the smell.
It's very just natural
of very heavy zinc SPF sunscreens,
and
they put it on, and you look like, what are you, a lifeguard?
Yeah.
I mean, we go to Cabo, and I laugh.
Look, there's no white. Yeah, none. It's amazing. So,
and this is SPF what? 50?
This is 50.
Okay, so the other day you heard Dr. Sarah was talking about SPF 50 and how many women will believe that they have sunscreen in their makeup and that they're covered. And I have a dermatologist a long time ago said, no way. That's like a bonus.
That's a bonus. It's just
I love this. Okay, so this is $65, but you get a 25% off once a month.
You do. So you get 25% off. Or right now we have a promotion starting today. If you
buy, let's just do the promotion. Like I love Real.
You know, here's Real. If you buy 2 cosmetics products, you get the Body Clean, a new product that came on the market. No fragrance. It's another product I'll grab.
Okay.
And
yeah, we all need sunscreen, by the way. We're going to be talking about skin cancer, how dangerous it is.
This is just Body Clean. It's a clarifying clean just for your body every day you can use. Mm-hmm. And you get this complimentary, which is a $39 value if you buy 2 items. Oh. If you buy 4 items, you get both. So
you get a box and you get a box.
Oprah, quit. But yeah, so it's a great little deal.
Beautiful. Okay, and you're going to do a live, by the way. Yes. Follow Mark Anthony on social media. Yes. He and Leah, who is an incredible esthetician. Yes. You two are going to do a Facebook Live here shortly?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so be sure to follow his page as well. 15. What's your Facebook page? Just Mark Anthony's Gifts
Mark Anthony's
or Mag
Gifts. Mark Anthony's Gifts.
Okay.
And Spa. And then Christopher's and Kirkwood as well.
Yes. You'll see a lot of stuff with he and I together. We've got some big ideas. I do styling here, which I've done. My customer, Kathy, is so in love with what she has. Oh. I've done custom work for her, like, suits and stuff that I do, but we also style here. So I've shown you a little bit of the store. Maybe you and I need to do a walk and talk soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that coming up. All right. So let me read from this, and then we're going to wrap up today. Mark, thank you for jumping on the show, by the way. So we talked the other day about dig. So we're talking about the blueprint for value and 52 habits to discover and strengthen your personal worth. Or as you know, I say, know your value. So 3 is dreams and purpose. Everyone needs a dream and a clear purpose. So we're talking about clarity today. It's easy to let life happen to you when you lack purpose and have no dream to chase. You can easily spend large amounts of energy pursuing another person's goals. You can be tempted to move against your core values as you work hard to achieve someone else's purpose. When you don't know your own purpose, you often feel exhausted. You feel drained. You feel depressed. What have we been talking about today? That if everybody is just sitting around and you feel like you're doing everything else because you haven't found your voice and you haven't delegated, then you feel so drained and so resentful towards everybody else around you and depressed. Times like these can leave you vulnerable and more open to the power of persuasion. Dreams and purpose keep you alive. They give you direction. They can also give you the permission to stand on your values. Pursuing your passion can energize you, grow your confidence, and build your personal worth. As your feeling of personal worth increases, so does your energy to pursue your dreams and live a boldly authentic life. They create a sustainable loop, feeding off each other. So the takeaway from today as we wrap up, don't be afraid to dream. Dreams are key for living a life of purpose and a life of joy. And the takeaway from what I've been talking about is find your voice, delegate, and give yourself permission to not have to do it all in a day. You're not going to lose 100 pounds in a day, but you need to start chipping at it. You need to start eating healthier. You need to find the movement, whether it's a slow flow yoga class, you get out and walk by yourself or with a friend. Start a great habit today. Habits, by the way, that was one of the audio podcast that I had last week. And we have another one dropping this Thursday, by the way, on iTunes, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio. Thursday mornings, a brand new audio podcast drops. And this week, it's about bullying. Very powerful show that you don't want to miss. We also have a couple of shows that you may have missed from the past. I'll talk about those tomorrow. I'll let you know what's dropping on our YouTube page in the afternoon. Steve Arterburn, we need to get you on the show. Yep, hope you're well. Absolutely. Going to the Y, then working the food pantry today at church. That feeds your soul for sure. Leona said, good topic. Thank you. Rose, you promise I will start delegating today. George just said, Mark, and he's saying hi to you.
Hello, George.
Oprah Winfrey, you get a box, you get a box, and you get a box. Right, remember that? You get a car, and you get a car. All right, great show. I promised you that would be one of our best. And I think it's really about the fact that this affects everybody's life. Some are a little better. It's only going to get better. Right, you have to believe. Believe that you'll get out of that dark cloud that you've been feeling. Okay, so intention, gratitude. Don't take on the world in one day, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. The world, God did. We're not God, right? He was able to do everything he's did, but we try to be so perfect. I want you to give yourself a break. Slow it down. Find one thing in the home to take care of today and catch up with me. Let me know how it worked. Don't feel like you have to do the whole house. Go ahead and do the kitchen today. And then maybe tomorrow or in a couple days, you do the bathroom. You'll get it done in a week's time, and then you start asking for some help. Ask for help. Great topic. Listening while getting ready for an appointment. Well, thank you. All right, everyone. I love you all. We will be from my home tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about friends. I have an incredible friend, Todd, that I had in town from Las Vegas. And he and I sat down and talked about adult friendships. We talked about what you need to do to stay incredible friends. It's a really great interview. And then I'll pop on live for you, maybe after the show, or maybe sometimes around lunchtime, or maybe in the afternoon. You'll get me live at some point tomorrow. But tomorrow's show about friends and following up about friendships will be a recorded show that will drop right at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Okay, you don't want to miss that. Love your topic today. I have to go back and watch from the beginning. Absolutely. Have a blessed day. Good show. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you all enjoyed it. I want you now to go out and give back to the world. Do everything that you can to be kind. That's all you have to do. Your one chore for today. Go out and spread kindness to the world. God bless you all.